When you hear Champions League, you automatically picture the UEFA Champions League, where the likes of Manchester United, Barcelona, Real Madrid, etc. battle for the crown in Europe. But we also have the Champions League T20 in cricket, where the world's best T20 teams take on one another for the ultimate title. So to discuss all this, I have Jaideep Vaidya, who's Cricket Country's correspondent, and he's also an avid football fan. What do you have to say, being a football fan and someone who writes about cricket? I mean, you have a Champions League in football and now you have a Champions League in cricket as well.
Well, even though the cricket's Champions League was modelled on footballs, you can't really compare them because there are a number of reasons. Because the football Champions League, it began 50 years back in the 1950s. So they've got that much of a head start. And plus, football, the way it's played internationally, it's totally different from how cricket is played. Football is club-centric, whereas cricket, it's based on your nation. So there are a lot of differences like that, and it would be really foolish to compare the two.
Of course, we are not comparing, but there are a few things that the Champions League T20 would like to pick up from the UEFA Champions League and build that fan base, so that crowds actually come and watch the games at the stadiums.
That's there. I mean, but it'll be really difficult for it to get the same amount of crowd attraction as the football Champions League does, because well, for one, the cricket's Champions League is played at just one venue or one country, where you don't have the teams playing at their home grounds, apart from which is the host country. So that takes away a lot of crowd support. I mean, no one would come to watch an Australian or a West Indies team in India, for example.
Like we have the Brisbane Heat taking on Trinidad and Tobago in Ranchi, Mahendra Singh Dhoni's hometown. And of course, people would want to see their own hero playing there, or someone like a Sachin Tendulkar.
Exactly. So maybe what the organizers could do is think of staging home and away matches like how the IPL is organized. But again, IPL is just in one country, and to stage a tournament in multiple countries will be a very difficult task. But I think that's the way that they should think of going ahead. Yeah,
it will be difficult because ICC also have to maintain an international calendar. And this tournament is squeezed in somewhere in between September and October. And if you have teams traveling to and fro, say from Australia to Trinidad and Tobago, and then somewhere they have to go to Delhi or they have to go to South Africa, it will just be too cumbersome.
And football Champions League, it's played over 9 months, and you're comparing that to a barely 3-week tournament.
Exactly.
So they've got to sort out a lot of things if they ever have to reach the same height as the football Champions League.
See, although they have borrowed the blueprint from the football tournament, they have to realize that cricket is unique, and they have to now modify it in a way to suit the sport. Because football, as you said, is club-centric, but cricket is country-centric.
Yeah.
So although they have taken the idea, they have to make it work in a different way. So there are possible things that they can look up to, maybe better promotion, etc. Because for now, it's only the Indian teams that garner interest because of the IPL and the starry presence, you can say.
Correct.
So do you think there is any way the Champions League can improve in their fan base in the next few years? I mean, it's only a 4-year-old tournament. It's like an infant, so it will take time.
It'll take time. Maybe it's too early to judge it, but I think one of the most crucial things that they have to do is try and get as many teams playing in their home stadiums as possible. That will, get a lot of crowd support. And you always have the television broadcasting the matches, but to have that home support, the whole surrounding and the atmosphere, that'll be something totally different.
The other important thing that they should do is ensure that there is equal participation. You have 4 IPL teams, 1 from New Zealand, 1 from Sri Lanka. So there are quite a few things the Champions League T20 need to sort out. Nevertheless, we are bracing for a new edition. Let's hope this one actually thrills all the crowds.